Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Tiffany Talks. Today we are going to talk about a sensitive subject, depression, which a lot of people don't like to acknowledge that they may be dealing with, or they are in denial, or they don't really recognize what it is. But recently, some things happened in my life that heightened my awareness to depression, to suicide, and all the emotions in between. So as you know, Tiffany Talks was created for everyday people to have extraordinary lives. And sometimes those extraordinary lives get to happen when you tackle really difficult discussions. So as I talk, I'm just going to sort of do a stream of consciousness with you guys. I'm going to be paying attention to the chat. And I'll also be paying attention to the comments after this video. So whatever it is that you guys want to say, I'm listening. Your input, I'm here. And we get to really just open this up. So first I'm going to get the chat going. Let's see, get the chat going, the live chat going, so that we can get into this conversation. So I was already going to talk about this topic today because of what happened last week. Many of you know that my daughter's very, very best friend, London, committed suicide last week. He was just 16 years old. And you may have known him from the video that we did on her birthday, Milan's birthday. Sorry. I need my CCC tumbler. Milan's birthday bash. Okay, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back. Okay, so this is not like lingering coronavirus. I just had some saliva that went down the wrong tube, but I got my tumbler on standby with the CCC FFM. Okay, so no, I'm crying. So this is real. I said it was gonna be real talk, right? So he was here just a month ago. He was super happy, super full of energy. We went hiking, we did the video, we did all this stuff. And a month later, he commits suicide. So I've been having some real conversations with Milan, with India, and with myself. So last night I was talking to India, and she said that she felt sad, and she didn't know why. And normally I would be like, okay, India's a little bit dramatic, but we get to pay attention. So like at any level, we get to pay attention, not only to what our children are saying and feeling, but what other loved ones around us, whether it's friends or family members or with yourself, you guys. So she said she felt sad. Now I'm sure that she's feeling the impact of everything that's going on, and she doesn't really know how to process what's happening. And then also, I've been separated from my husband for almost like 2 years. I know, 22 months, I think, going on. But still, like, she's going back and forth, and I think that's challenging for her too. So she experienced sadness, and we were talking about that sadness, and she said she doesn't know why. She goes, I feel sad and I don't know why. Now, this is not the first time she said this. She said this last week, and I think like about a couple of days before that. So now I'm paying attention, right? I'm paying attention. And it's interesting though, like we don't always have the right things to say. But what I did want to bring her attention to, and what I want to talk about today, is that on the scale of emotions, sadness is on there. You guys, there's sadness, there's joy, there's anger, there's resentment, there's jealousy. there's all of these emotions that we have that really keep us alive, right? And we are somehow in this story, right, that we can never feel sad. So that when we feel sad, we feel guilty about it, we feel shame about it. We don't just express it. So if you walk down the street and if you ask somebody like, how are you doing? They don't say, oh, I feel sad. Like hardly anybody says that. They always say like, I'm okay, I feel great, blah, 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 because we don't give ourselves permission in this society to say, I'm feeling sad today, because we don't even know how to deal with that emotion, right? When somebody's feeling sad, like what do you say to them? Like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk? Or you just kind of just keep on going with your life? So she said she felt sad. And I was like, okay, we get to talk about it. And then I want you to allow yourself to have that emotion of being sad. And then are you able to shift out of that emotion into gratitude, right? That's the conversation that we have. But you know what happened? What happened next, you guys? I woke up this morning feeling really sad. And I just felt really sad, and I didn't want to, I got out of the bed okay. And it started sort of like creeping in on me throughout the day, throughout the morning. And I want to have this conversation because I know that this is a dominant theme, especially during the pandemic and so many people are being isolated, that nobody's talking about. So it started creeping up on me. I got up and I did the things that I had to do. I got the kids to school, blah, blah, blah. But it's sort of like a feeling of not wanting to do anything, of not wanting to do your habit, right? Not wanting to work out, actually all I wanted to do was like find some chocolate and drop my face into it, right? And just eat it. But like, so I didn't do that because, right, I do have a habit. So thankfully, you guys, and I'm just being really, really honest with you, it's important when you have commitments with others. Oh, wow, we have a long message here. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Someone was saying, I think it was Jay, was saying that teens have breakdowns, that she had a nervous breakdown at 22. That's part of what I'm going to talk about. So thank you for bringing that up. So going to the morning, when we have like commitments or something that we do that's a part of our habit, or family members or someone or a place where you can go to be yourself. So for me this morning, it was the Tiffany Roth Fit Club, right? Because, it's a little bit different from YouTube. Like YouTube, when I do my workouts on YouTube, it's like for the world. I'm like, I gotta like turn it on and turn it off. But when I have my workouts in the Tiffany Roth Fit Club, especially when it's like the same people there, I'm a little bit more myself. I'm a little bit more conversational. Not a little bit more. I am more myself fully. And I'm like, you guys, like, what do you want to do today? Like, I'm not feeling it. I didn't want to take off my sweatshirt this morning. And I didn't know why. Here's the whole thing. I didn't know why. And I knew I was having this conversation today on Tiffany Talks about depression, but I really didn't know why I was feeling this way. But luckily, I was able to talk about it. And I was like, I'm feeling like kind of off this morning. And so we came up with this amazing, like the girls, thank you guys for being there. I had someone to kind of express what I was feeling, and I did it. I went through the workout anyway. We did something called the kitchen sink workout. We did boxing, we did sculpting, we did yoga, we did meditation. And afterwards, I felt so much better. But I realized that might not be so easy for people to do, to shift into moving their body. Because when you move your body, you actually move the energy around. You move the energy around, and then you take that part that's stuck, whether it's in your stomach or your heart or your head, and you release that block into your energy flow, and it lessens the impact. That's the truth, you guys. That's why, like, when you have a habit of working out or moving your body, whether it's dance or walking or whatever, even if you feel really sad, just try and do a little bit, and then you'll get more motivation to continue, right? So we even ended up doing a longer workout, and I felt better. Now afterwards, I still felt like a little bit down, but then it was manageable. Like, then it was like, okay, it was just like, it's okay, I'm feeling this, and it's okay, and I get to move forward with the day, which I did. But what I want to talk to you guys about is that when I was talking to Milan about it, And I said, have you ever had thoughts like that before? And she says, well, actually I have. And I was like, what? Like, what? Are you killing me? Are you kidding me? Like this, yeah, it felt like it was killing me. Like, how do you have thoughts like that? Like, can you explain it to me? And she said, and then this is what I really, really want everybody to listen to. She said that sometimes you're present. Oh, wow. Oh, this is JoJo saying everybody's living a fantasy life, but people go crazy. Okay, I'm reading your comments. The other comment went by so fast, but afterwards I'll go back and check it again. But listen, what she said, and I think that this is really relevant to what everyone is sort of chiming in and saying. She said that her present life, when it's like, your grades, it's like for teenagers, you're worried about your grades, you're worried about college, you're worried about friends, and like when all of these things are not doing well, it seems so heavy. Like it's almost like you're trying to climb your way out, and it feels like the ground is slipping beneath you, right? So she said she's felt at a time where she's really like, it doesn't seem like she's going to be able to get out of that hole. And like maybe one grade slips and the other grade slips, or then one friend, falls off, or there's a relationship that's broken, or she's worried about like not being as successful or disappointing her parents, or all these different things that teenagers, not just teenagers, but I think it's a new and raw emotion for teenagers, that it feels so big, and it's bigger. The pain of this moment is bigger than the vision of what's possible in the future. Like if you say, oh, you're going to be successful, you're going to go to college, that vision is small compared to what you're dealing with right now, currently. And the same thing with JoJo was saying about like this whole fantasy life of everything being grand and great. And then if you're not competing with that or living up to that, somehow you feel like you're slipping or you're falling. Okay, yes, I'm going to get some subtitles in Spanish. I'm going to do that. I need some help with that. So you feel like wherever you are in your present life, there's a sense of falling. There's a sense of not being enough. There's a sense of you're not going to make it, or you're not going to make the cut, right? And I think about what could have caused London to feel like he was going to just check out, like it was too heavy. And if anyone is feeling like that, right? If anyone is feeling like that, I want you to be able to realize that life and our emotions and our challenges and triumphs moves in a circle. It moves in a circle, right? And so you might have an emotion of sadness, but there will be something that will give you joy. You might be in a moment of darkness, but there will be the light. There's a time for night, and every day the sun shines. And just as much as we need the sun to know when there's darkness, and we need the darkness to know when there's light. Let me see. Okay, so Ty was saying that she was diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And we have a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of freaking stress right now, you guys, a lot of stress. And what that means is that you take the stress of the past because it hasn't been resolved, and you experience it in your present moment. So you take that past stress and you bring it to your present moment and re-experience it almost as if it's real, right? So we get to realize, you guys, we get to realize, and we get to make a separation. We get to make a separation between the past, the present, and the future. Hear me when I say this. We get to make a separation between the past, the present, and the future. Okay? And once you make that distinction, and remember that circle I told you about, once you make that distinction, right, then you know that the past, there's nothing that you can do about it. It's behind you. The present moment, so what if at the present moment, you're like I was this morning, right? And you just don't feel like moving, you don't feel like getting out of bed, you don't feel like doing anything. But then you move forward anyway. And as you move forward, you're moving into your future. And in your future is a rainbow of other emotions that are possible for you. You never know what's going to interrupt and create something beautiful for you when you continue to move forward. So the message that I want you guys to really remember is that the sun sets and rises. It sets and rises. And that your emotion of sadness, it doesn't have to stay, you guys. As you move forward, you will find some joy. You will find some joy. It could be in the smallest thing, in the smallest smile. Oh, wow. And stay grateful. Yes, Nadine. I'm so happy you're going to the retreat because we're going to really, I'm doing the Fit, Fierce, and Fabulous retreat. It's on the 27th. And hey, Joseph Tanner, it's on the 27th. And yes, So Dr. Nakiba is saying acknowledging your feelings and redirecting them into something positive. Yeah, that's really powerful too. So I'm having the retreat. Nadine will be coming on the retreat. And we really will be talking about shifting, feeling our feelings, being with ourselves, creating the future. It's so important, you guys, to get out of that freaking rat race. Like somebody was talking about, like, what you gotta be, what you gotta do, where you gotta go, it has to be perfect, it has to be great, you gotta be rich, you gotta be all of these things, right? Go, go, go. Makes people nuts. Absolutely nuts, because you have this constant sensation that you're failing, right? This constant sensation that you're failing, right? So, yes, Ty says journaling has helped. Journaling as you write, right? It makes a connection with your body, your mind, and your emotions, right? So it's movement, right? So movement, we get to move forward. Hi, Tiffany S. So we have our past, our present, and our future. So what does the future mean? I think that we've also gotten into a superficial society, you guys, a superficial society where we don't put enough emphasis on the joy of just being. The joy of being, like, in conversation with someone. The joy, like, for me, like, I realized, okay, listen, you guys, this is real talk. So I moved to Austin, like, about 2 years ago, and I've been immersed in my work. And you guys are my work, right? The YouTube, my coaching, my TRFC, this is my work. And I love it so much, it doesn't really feel like work. However, I spend a lot of time just in my house with myself. And I realized at one point, I'm like, I haven't really made any friends, right? Oh my God. Okay. So JoJo says that suicide is up since they took God out of the church. So we're going to talk about that too. So I was like, I haven't really made any friends, but I feel like I have all these friends, right? Because I'm talking to you guys. And listen, you guys, it doesn't matter how you get the connection, but as long as you have connection. So when I realized that, hey, I am so fortunate that I can get on this YouTube and have a conversation and have people there and show up and express my emotions and listen, that's something to be grateful for, you guys. That's something to be grateful for, that you can have a conversation with someone, that we can work out together in the morning, that you're breathing, that you can see me right now, right? Your eyes are working, your ears are working, right? Is your heart beating involuntarily? Yes, it is. Are you able to get up and go for a walk? Yes, you can. So we get to put more emphasis on the things that happen every day that we get to be grateful for every day. It's immense gratitude that we just can be here. We're free, you guys. We're free. We have the future in front of us. We have choice, right? And the last thing I want to say to you guys, and I'm going to open it up for chat and questions after that, is that when you feel like it's too heavy and it's difficult to move and you just can't do it alone, the last piece is to surrender. And you ask God, or you ask your higher power for help. And you guys, you'll get it. You totally will get it, right? Yes. Oh my God, Gail. Yes, the pressure we put on our kids. So when you ask God for help, right, and you look around, you will receive. You will receive. Now, whether you believe in God or whether you don't believe in God, you get to believe in an energy out there that's greater than just you. Because this one thing we know for sure, that the energy in this world is vast. And you can tune into that energy of love and being cared for and being connected. And you can say, I surrender in this moment. I just can't do it. And you surrender it to your higher power. And we forget about that too, you guys. We forget to ask for help. You get to ask for help. And so I'm going to open it up for some discussion because Gail just brought up a really great point about putting a lot of pressure on her son. And we put so much pressure, you guys, so much pressure. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, thank you. Oh, yes, Carolyn, I'm glad this conversation has helped me. Thank you, Joseph, for your comments. So about college. And okay, I want to talk about this thing really, really quickly. So we put all this pressure on our kids, right? Because that's what we're told to do. That's what we're told success is. Like, you got to get good grades, and you got to go to college, and you got to get a job, and you better get married, and you got to have kids, and you got to buy a house, and you got to get good credit, and you got to do all this. And we never, ever, stop to say, are you happy? Is this what you want? Right? And is this what really moves you and guides you in your life, right? So we get to get back to that because it's so funny. I've been to great colleges in my life. I've been to great colleges. Thank you, Danica. I went to UCLA. I went to USC. I went to Occidental College. I went to Fashion Institute. I have studied a lot, right? And right now, I'm not really using any of those degrees, right? I followed my passion, right? So then I realized that what's really important is to be happy with yourself. Be proud of yourself. And I want to leave you guys with this message today. And it's so important. I want you to pay attention. Pay attention to your loved ones. Pay attention to your friends. Pay attention to yourself, what you need. Because sometimes people are screaming for help. They're screaming for connection. And we're just chasing this dream of fantasy land and not paying attention to what's important, what's right in front of us, right? Yeah, Carolyn says she doesn't use her Berkeley degree either. So we get to pay attention to what's right in front of us. I have phones ringing all over the place. I don't know why. Like I said, this is a real talk conversation. So anyway, am I an astrologer? No, you guys have beautiful messages here. Oh my goodness. So Cheryl is saying her faith in God helped her through a very dark time in her life when her dad died. Yes. So faith over fear, you guys. Faith over fear. And it's really important because sometimes we let fear run our lives. And when you let fear run your life, there's nowhere to go. When you let faith run your life, it's like the sky's the limit, right? The sky's the limit. There's no limitation. So I want to leave you with this message. I want you to pay attention to the people around you that you love. Pay attention to neighbors, pay attention to friends, because you never know, when somebody might just need that smile, that no, but really, how are you? But really, how are you? Someone is asking for advice for rumination or anxiety. Okay. So you pay attention to the people that are around you. Pay attention to your feelings and give yourself permission to feel this rainbow of feelings. Don't get stuck in one emotion. Don't get stuck in one emotion, right? Because you get to have a rainbow of emotions. And anxiety is fear, you guys. It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of something that hasn't happened yet. So if you're feeling anxiety, asking yourself, like, has it really happened? Is it real? What is real right now? Am I breathing? Yes. Am I present? Is my heart beating? Am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. And then celebrate that. Celebrate that. When you're feeling anxiety, just get yourself into the present moment and celebrate being alive. Okay? Because if you are focusing on the future with fear, that's going to continue to bring more anxiety in your life. All right, you guys, so next week I'm going to bring on an expert about depression. If you are feeling like you don't have the support that you need, I want you guys to reach out to suicide prevention. I'm going to look up a suicide prevention hotline, put it in the chat right here. You can reach out, leave comments here. I will read all the comments here, and remember that whatever emotion that you're feeling, you don't need to be stuck there. Move through it. Move through it. Just like I did this morning. Like, I moved through it. I connected with others, and I felt so much better, you guys. I felt so much better. So we get to use the gifts that we have, and our body is a gift to help our soul navigate through this life's journey. So we get to take care of that body. All right, you guys, I'm going to check out right now, okay? And I appreciate your input. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your friendship and allowing me to be your coach, and for tuning in. We get to be on this journey together. And for all you moms out there, listen to the listening with your children. Listen to the listening with your children. And we're all doing the best we can out there. And when you need help, ask for it. When you need help, ask for it. Ask for it from a friend, from a family member. Reach out to me. Reach out to your God, to your church, to your mosque. I mean, whatever you have, your temple, reach out for help, ask for help. And if you are in this life, you're not alone. You hear what I'm saying? If you're here on this planet right now, you're not alone. Look at us right now. Look at us right now, being connected, having a conversation from all over the world. We're not alone, you guys. We're not alone. All right, so that's it for this week's episode of Tiffany Talks. I hope that it was helpful to you. Next week, I'm going to have an expert that works with teens. Like I said, this is a subject that I didn't expect to be addressing, but I'm so grateful that I am. I'm grateful that, you know, there's a silver lining in everything. So even the worst possible things that happen in your life are happening for you if you choose to look for the good all around you. And so I choose to use my experience to open my eyes, to be more connected, to be more loving, and to pay attention, not only to my feelings of my children, but to you guys and to myself, so that we can truly live a life. We can truly live a life that is better together. All right, I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing day.